What's good, y'all? I'm Jerry. Today I'm about to give my take on the Sasha Banks Naomi situation. How they walked out this past Monday, hours before Raw happened, due to the creative differences between them and the creative directions leading to where the tag team titles were gonna go, and just basically direction of the tag titles. When I initially heard the story, I thought it was part of the show and part of a storyline that was coming up between the tag team division, between them and being partners. And because WWE was airing it on TV, they were talking about it a lot, and they've been airing it since like this past Monday, and then they said something about it again on SmackDown Friday night, and that what kind of made me think like this must be a part of a storyline. But days later, after the event happened, a new story would develop about how Sasha and Naomi were both, mainly Sasha was both unhappy, wasn't happy because they weren't treated fairly being tag champions. They wanted them to lose and stuff like that, and Sasha was upset about certain stuff individually related to her own personal career, and just kind of talked Naomi into leaving the titles on John Laurinaitis' desk and basically walking out. And then these past couple of days, WWE been developing stories and writing statements on how they walked out and disappointed the fans and all that and whatever. And they just pulled their merchandise from WWEshop.com, which kind of solidified that they're basically done with Sasha and Naomi. And I don't really agree with WWE's decision, because a lot of wrestlers are unhappy in their company, and that they aren't being treated fairly creatively and being pushed to the back behind other superstars that aren't willingly deserving a spot that there could be that they are better than, and WWE just they had their favorites, and WWE basically had their favorite wrestlers that they want to push, and other wrestlers that they don't seem to be marketable. And man, if a wrestler, I feel like if you unhappy with your job and you giving your all to that job and just blood, sweat, and tears basically, and you took their BS, I think it's time to go. I think it's time to leave the job and stuff like that, man. If you're unhappy, it's definitely time to leave the job, because you don't want to be wasting years with a job and you not benefiting anything from it. But I think I kind of agree with Naomi and Sasha walking out, but at the same time, WWE's kind of keeping their wrestlers from trying to go to AEW. And by Sasha being 30 years old, and she basically accomplished everything she could accomplish in such a short time, could she still even want to do wrestling? Because she been kind of branching off in the acting world. She just did the Mandalorian, what was that, last year? Episode of the Mandalorian last year, and kind of been way into the public eye with TV spots and award shows and all that. So could she even still want to do wrestling and wrestle as well as Naomi? Naomi's, I think she's in her mid-30s right now, and possibly wants to start a family with Jimmy Uso. And I know she made good money with WWE, as well as Jimmy's currently making good money, great money at that with WWE. Could Naomi even still want to wrestle, and with Jimmy being the breadwinner of the family? And man, it's like, could they still have the passion for it? Because let's be honest, the WWE women's division sucks. WWE, they pushes who they want to push. People, the fans want to see in the spotlight, they don't give them a chance. Such as myself personally, I think Liv Morgan could make a great babyface champion as one of the top women's wrestlers of all time right now in this current division, but they don't want to give her a shot. And I love Bianca, and she's been doing great, but other wrestlers like that, they just pick and choose who they want to face, and picking choose the same women's wrestlers to be in the same title matches, man, and it's annoying. And I definitely agree with Sasha and Naomi working out. If they was unhappy, they had the right to walk out. And I don't see why WWE is a big deal, because when CM Punk did the same thing in 2014, they never said a word on TV about CM Punk walking out, like making a statement and all that. They basically kept everything quiet, as well as Stone Cold when Stone Cold walked out in 2002, because he was unhappy with creative, and CM Punk was unhappy with creative and everything else in WWE. WWE never said anything regarding like publicly removing their merchandise and saying that a wrestler disappointed the fans. I know they said that when Stone Cold left the company in 2002 that he disappointed the fans and let the fans down, but they didn't say anything regarding CM Punk. So it's kind of like, it's hard, like what direction were they going with Sasha and Naomi. But I just seen something about Sasha and Naomi's situation with WWE. It's expected to get worse, and some people in WWE are expressing support for both of those women and wish they can do the same thing and walk out. But you know, contract breaches, and you know, Sasha and Naomi could possibly be in WWE longer, because WWE has a way of freezing a wrestler's contract after they walked out or are injured for a certain amount of time. And both of their contracts were going to expire this year, and Naomi was in talks of renewing her contract prior to this situation happening, and I know Sasha's contract was going to end later on this year too, and she possibly could be retiring from wrestling. But man, I'm just watching this story play out, seeing what happens on both ends between Sasha and Naomi and WWE. Could they reconcile and possibly make more money together? Naomi is a great wrestler, but she was never pushed as one of the top female wrestlers of WWE, of the current generation, of the current women's division. She was part of help revolutionizing it, but she was never the top superstar. As well as Sasha. Sasha was like one of the best wrestlers WWE can possibly have right now, but they never pushed her to the point where she could be on Charlotte Flair's or Becky Lynch's level, because every time before, like when Sasha first won the titles, she could never keep the title. After the first defense, she always lost the title after defending it for the first time, and she always lost Hell in a Cell matches, like big matches that she can easily win. They had her lose, but you know, as Sasha being the champion, as a trooper, she took it, kept going, moved on. But now it looks like things could be worse, and that they could possibly be leaving the company real soon. But that's just my opinion and my take on what's going on with WWE between Sasha Banks and the company and Vince McMahon and whoever involved. I thank y'all for watching me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.